Wasn't for him to tell him. I just know he's going to provide. Because you know what his belief and his faith was in God? I know that God gave me this son. Now, I know what God told me to go and do. But in my heart, I'll do it because he told me to do it. But I know God going to provide. He said, I know God going to provide a lamb. Goat is what it actually says. He going to provide a goat. He going to provide a son. I know. If he don't, I know he able. Right. He know I love it. This is what he gave me. I'm going to trust God and I'm going to do it. Listen.
So they went, both of them together.
Both of them together.
And they came to the place which God had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there.
He built an altar there.
And laid the wood in order. And bound Isaac his son.
Whole time you just got to imagine. How many of us? Some of us now will possibly do it because we see with Abraham, and we'll do it on the faith of God going to do like he did with Abraham. He going to provide a lamb. He just believed in something by faith. But make no matter, I got to do what he told me to do because he told me to offer him a son. I know God going to provide him a lamb, but he told me to offer him a son. I just got to do it. Being human, being in the flesh, we can only assume everything that could go through your mind going, what people going to say about me when I go back down there. You did what? What kind of fool are you? What kind of church you in? Why would you do something stupid like that? God told me to do it. And when God gives you instruction to do something, you got to have faith and confidence in God that he's a provider. Right. If God told me to get rid of every piece of clothes I got, he got to have something better for me. That's right. This man knew the covenant. He said, in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So it had to happen through him. Even though he told me to offer him, the promise couldn't fail. That's right. So God got to work it out. Instead of mumbling and grumbling, let God do what he do. He worked best being God. He can't operate being you. He tried you. You don't work. That's he right. realized I work better just being who I am if you let me be God.
That's right.
So what did he do? When he laid the wood down in order, he tied his son up. And no doubt his son had to sit there, what in the world going on? We can only imagine. The Bible don't say it. But you can only imagine. The fear probably on his mind thinking, my daddy going to kill me. Listen.
And laid him, excuse me, and laid him on the altar.
And lay him on the altar.
Upon the wood.
Yes.
And Abraham stretched forth his hand.
And he drew back his hand. Come on.
And took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven.
And what did he say?
Abraham.
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 And he said.
What did he say?
Here am I.
Here am I.
And he said.
What did he say?
Lay not thy hand upon the lad.
Listen.
Neither do thou anything unto him.
Don't do anything to him. Listen.
For now I know that thou fearest God.
You know what? Just this week, from Wednesday to today, some of you showed where your love was or where your fear was. You don't have to tell nobody what went through your mind or how you felt. When I went through my closet, I was talking to Minister Damon Jones that week a couple of times, telling him how I found a suit I looked at. It was 99% polyester, 1% something. I said, that is so close to 100. Why did they set here you 1% or something else? And I really like that suit. I took that suit and I threw it to the ground. Because I liked it. That's why I bought it. I don't buy nothing I don't like. I said, it went through my mind of, who gonna know 1%? Because 99 is almost like 100. But the kind of God we serve is not acceptable.
That's right.
Everything he knows with us being human, being in the flesh, there are things you're going to deal with. There are things you're going to try to rationalize. When it comes down to God's word, the only rationality you can use is, I got to be faithful.
That's right.
If this will please the Lord. That's what Abraham looked at. My love for my son is not greater than my fear for God. He said, now I know.
Yes, sir.
Don't you know just this simple thing we went through? Because some of y'all immediately went and got things started. They bagged up. We throw them in the trash. Make no difference. Brother Ira, he said, Pastor, he said, Willie got something here, and it don't say what it is. I said, well, you don't know. He said, Pastor said, you don't know what it is. Be safe. Throw it away, Willie. I said, I didn't say. I just. But I do say it. I said, They were like, we getting rid of everything. We just getting it, you know, just moving. Some people move with fear. Say, you know what? If that's what the word says, I got to believe God.
That's right. That's right.
Some of other, I'm going to look and I'm going to just wait. I got to think. Let me see. Let me consider. And you know what happened? As small a thing that might be to you, it just show a lot of us where we at and where you need to come up better. Right. Because we're willing, some of us, to rationalize material over your soul. He didn't use no code to save you. He used a man. He used a sacrifice to redeem you. Hold what you got. See if that's 2 Peter chapter 1 and about verse 18. Let me show y'all something. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
1 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 18. Other brother, you give me Ecclesiastes 6 and 1 if you wouldn't hold that for me. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 18. Let me show y'all. So y'all all right tonight?
Amen.
They cold in the hall. Turn that heat on in the hallway. There's a heater in there. Keep our Keita May warm. And our Sister Price warm. Priceless. With that nice pen. I told everybody to get them pens. Y'all just hard-headed. That pen, I love my pen. I told you to get the big one that take up the whole front. Isn't that right? That 99%. Listen to this right here. This is 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 18. Listen to the book.
1 Peter 1 and 18.
1 Peter,
Yes.
chapter 1, verse 18. Listen.
For as much as you know.
Listen what he said. For as much as ye know, you have this information. Listen.
That you were not redeemed with corruptible
Listen is, you were not. What does it mean to redeem something, brother? Get it to value or bring it back. For as much as you know now, you were not redeemed. Listen with what?
With corruptible things.
As what?
Silver and gold.
From your what?
Vain conversation.
Now, silver and gold come bring you back. What's your clothes going to do?
That's right.
You know gold and silver are precious metals. Mm-hmm. These things hold value when the dollar falls. Mm-hmm. He said, for as much as you know, you were not redeemed. You weren't even brought back. These things are corruptible.
That's right.
As silver and gold from your vain conversation.
Yes,
so
sir.
why would you put so much love in your clothes? Mm-hmm. In material, needle and thread. Mm-hmm. You weren't even redeemed with that. Listen.
Received by tradition from your fathers.
Listen.
But with the precious blood of Christ.
So you were willing. And Psalm 1 did, so I hear. Probably some more of them. I ain't mad at you. Anybody that want to leave, be gone. I ain't mad at you. I'm being honest. This your soul. Listen, you know what the sad part is? Well, not the sad part. True fact. I get the same pay whether you get saved or not. If I work just and rightly divide the word and expound to people, I get the same pay. Mm-hmm. He don't give me no pay cut. Tell me you lost one, your pay cut. I get the same pay. Mm-hmm. And you read Matthew 20 and 4, he said, go in the vineyard and work. He said, whatsoever right? He said, I'll pay.
That's right.
I rightly divide the word, teach it to folk, and instruct it in the field is a field of God and not the field of man. I get the same pay. Mm-hmm. So it's, hey, do what you got to do. But listen what he said.
But with the precious blood of Christ.
Listen.
As of a lamb without blemish.
See that what Abraham said about the lamb? He said, my son, God will provide.
That's right.
See that? Here go that lamb. Listen.
As of a lamb without blemish and without spot.
Without wool and linen.
Without blemish.
Without polyester.
Without blemish.
And rayon. Acrylic.
Without blemish and without spot.
Clothes didn't redeem you. His blood did. Listen.
Who verily was foreordained before the foundation of the world.
Found something else for the foundation of the world. Lamb been slain, holiness. Mm-hmm. He was foreordained, and that we were already chosen to salvation. You say we always learning what before. Don't nobody know what before the world. Mm-hmm. Is that the truth?
No.
We'll shut their mouth, won't they?
That's right.
Tell me about no Big Bang Theory. Man, holiness was him.
That's right. Amen.
They don't tell about no one cell of me, but two cell of me. That lamb was slain.
Yes, sir.
I got Bible to prove it. That he was foreordained before the foundation of the world.
Yes, sir.
Listen to the book.
But was manifest in the last times for you.
Listen.
Who by him do believe in God. That raised him up from the dead.
Come on.
And gave him glory.
Yeah.
That your faith and hope.
Should not do what?
Might be in God.
Not in your clothes.
That's right.
Not in material. If your faith and your hope and trust in God, why we allow these things to be such a torment to us? So it's amazing. You know what? Sometimes little things. The devil use little things that torment you more than big things. Somebody will see a half-naked man, a woman that had a problem with men, and she said, I never blushed it out, get all out of my mind. But then let a little material just get you and just throw you, agonize you for 3 days. Antagonize you. What I'm going to do? Oh, my whole world. I really love this. I really care about it. But the Lord do these things just to let us all see. This is for everybody. You ain't got to tell nobody what you were dealing with, how you were dealing, how you were looking at it. But you ought to be real with yourself.